morning, guys. This is Mt Kinangop Girls Secondary School and this is Science. We welcome you all, and this is a week of inclusivity and learning about science. We have made our models and they're ready for the day. Welcome. Glorify your name and therefore say that you are the most high God and that is no one like you, God. Pray Jehovah that you are going to forgive us for the things we have committed, Father, knowing or unknowing, Father, willing or unwilling, Father, or by the word of mouth or through thoughts, Jehovah. Pray Jehovah that you are going to bless this day for us, God, that you are going to make it successful, Jehovah. Know what we have done with our hands, Jehovah, come to be revealed, Jehovah. May you help us, Jehovah, have a wonderful day, Jehovah. Then those schools, Jehovah, we should be coming to our school today, God. Pray, Jehovah, that you are going to give them the message from their school to our school, God, and that you are going, Jehovah, to bless them as they come, Father. Thank you, Jehovah, for you are going to make this day successful, and it is in Jesus' name we pray, trusting and believing. Amen.
School stand attention. National anthem.
Justice, your children defender. May we dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders.
East African anthem. Ewe Mungu twaomba uilinde
Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
School anthem. Mt Kinangop Society,
a center of quality education with a mission to provide quality education. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders.
Drop. Stand at ease.
Everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Chege, and how are you?
Good morning once more.
Mt Kinangop Science is getting science done.
Okay, it's a good morning that we gather here to climax on our science week that we have been doing, that we have been engaging in across the week. So I would like to remind each one of us that despite the activities that we are going to be involved in today, you should attend to your duties as normal. Then we also expect that we shall be receiving some visitors. So I would like you to carry yourself with decorum so that we paint a good picture of our school, so that whoever comes will get something to learn from us. Matters discipline, the way we carry out our things. And I would also want us to give our best in whatever area you have been assigned to. Are we together?
Yes.
Above all, let us cooperate so that we get to enjoy the success of the day towards the end of this activity. I wish you well, and I wish you success in all the areas.
Thank you. Good morning, Professor Benito, and how are you?
Fine, good morning once more.
Mt Kinangop Science is getting science done.
Today the weather is not like yesterday, isn't it?
Yes.
So with that one, we will thank God with calcium electronic and let's be ready. 1, 2, go. Thank you very much. So today is the climax of our science week. You have done good job so far, so good. I'm happy. The general cleaning was done well. Also the display was also done in the right time. We have not wasted time. Now, even if you are scientists, what entails you being a scientist? you must be able to communicate well, isn't it? Yes. So, over the week, you have been able to be communicating. You are communicating in which form? Now, when you are writing your test, the contest, that was written communication that you're communicating with, isn't it? Yes. And you are getting your feedback. How good are you in your communication? You're always getting you are getting the feedback. So today, for communication to be effective, there has to be written communication, and also oral communication must also be effective. Okay? So today we will be expressing ourselves orally in terms of quickfire, in terms of symposium, and also when you will be explaining and expressing yourself during the models. Are we together? So to develop those skills, if whatever you will be expressing yourself orally, it means you can also be able to write it down very well. So for you to become an effective scientist, you must be able to say it and should also be able to write it down properly. So exam will come. How will you be able to translate what you already know into written communication? So let's take this day, do the best way that you can be able to do. We will be having, the first thing we will have is judging of the models and your experiments. Then the second part will be on symposium and the quickfire. So from now, once we are done, once we break from here, you will go to your booth, to your, where you have displayed your work as a class. That's where you're going to be. And then from there, you will, the judges, the teachers will come and do the judging as you do the presentation up to 11. Then from 11 to 11:30 we'll have tea break. Then from 11:30 all the way to 1:30 or 2 we'll have the symposium. So during symposium, we will have symposium will be for biology will be happening in the biology lab. Chemistry it will be happening in the library, and then we'll have 3 North. That's why we are going to have physics. For the quickfire, all of us are going to be in the dining hall. Not all of us. Those who will be participating and part of it. What does that mean? We are going to have 4 venues. And if we are going to have 4 venues, they are going to fit all of us. So you have to be specific in a particular area, in a particular room, at a particular time from 11 to 1:30. So there will be nobody outside. But from now up to 11, that is the only time we are going to be outside, but we will not be moving up and down again. And we will also be expecting the other teams, the other schools arriving during this time, and as a result, they will also come and interact with you around. So make sure that you are also able to express and let others also learn something from you, because it was part of when they come, they will also interact and see how you make your models. Are we together? Let's make the day a success. Let it be that by the end of the week, you will have learned something, you will have transformed yourself in terms of knowledge, in terms of developing your skills. What about your attitude? Will you have developed attitude, positive attitude towards the sciences? And then what are going to be your values that you will have already developed among in yourself? Are we together? Yes. So let's all of us be team players, do the best that we can, and if you do all of us what is expected, by the end of the day is going to be a success. So I wish to invite the deputy for the next part.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Karanja, and how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Good morning again.
Mt Kinangop Girls Science is getting science done.
So first I want to say that we must be smart, not trousers. As I was studying, there are some girls that have passed behind there in trousers. Remove them before I spot you in them, and I'm going to keep them for you. Also gumboots, no. No gumboots, no trousers. So even if it's cold, we try to be as smart as possible. And it is even for any other day. During the day, we should not be in those, so that we are smart. Now the other thing, I want to appreciate the good work you have done. Our tuition area today looks very beautiful with the displays of the work you have done. A lot of science. Clap for yourselves. So my my prayer is we are going to see this translated in our exams. Come next week for Form 4s, the other week for the other, for the Form 2s and Form 3s. So where you are participating, do your best and make sure it will not only be today that you are able to explain that concept that you have in the model. Let it stick in your mind, because that is what will help you when it comes to doing the exams. So that it won't be just a science week that comes and goes and no impact in our performance, because we are doing it so that we try to improve our performance in sciences. And I want to believe that every class have tried to give their best in all the areas. We started with the cards. We also have done the models that you are going to be awarded, or that are going to be marked today. We also have the quickfire, we have the symposium. So make sure as a class member, don't be just there, that you never participated in any before. And maybe your class emerges to be the best and you are there celebrating. What will you be celebrating? You are not in the exam, you didn't do well. So you didn't contribute to the average positively. The models, you are just there. The quickfire, you don't want to participate. Even the symposium, make sure you are somewhere contributing positively to your class. So that if there is a win, you are going also to be celebrating and you are part of what has happened. So I wish you a good day. And I want to also join Mr. Derito. Today at least the weather is very conducive for us. And I'm sure we'll have the best in all the subjects. Enjoy your day.
Good morning, school.
Good morning, Mrs. Joga, and how are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning again.
Mt Kinangop Science is getting science done.
God is good.
All the time.
We thank God. Today is a bright day. The sun is up,
Yes.
Meaning that it will be a very good day. A very good end of the week. The climax of the science week. You've really done a lot in the days. And by the way, may I also commend you for being very organized. I love the way we have done our arrangement at assembly. I think we should keep this one up and maintain it, isn't it?
Yes.
I have also loved your singing. I thought that you can't sing. I thought you couldn't sing. But today, I have seen that you can do it. Why don't we just make it part of ourselves every other time, isn't it?
Yes.
Let us make it part of us. So it has been a good week. It has been an amazing week. It has been a week where you've really done a lot in your classes. You've done the quizzes, the exams, the contests, yeah? And we are hoping that by the end of this day, you will have benefited to the maximum. You've already done quite a lot. I've seen a lot of discussions going on. And therefore, everyone, each one of us has learned something to a certain extent, to a certain percentage. And you know it yourself, to which percentage you have benefited from the week. You know it, isn't it? Yes. You are able to gauge yourself that this is the much I have participated actively in what was happening. And I am hoping that none of us has wasted their time along the way. So we should all benefit, and to ensure that we get the maximum benefit out of this week, let us give this day our best. Even if you are not participating like we've been told, although we've been told you are supposed to be somewhere, ensure that today it is science. Think science. Work even in a scientific way, isn't it? With calculated moves, the way you have calculated your moves and you've cued very well today. You look okay, you look nice. So do everything in a scientific way, isn't it? As you also think, it should not be an end, it should be the beginning of us improving in the sciences. Improving so that even in the future, we have people who can come up with ways of even improving the weather. in areas, isn't it? Everything is possible. When somebody invented a simple train that was called a locomotive, because it was traveling, was it 14 kilometers per hour? People thought that they had got to the best of it. But today we have the electric trains, such that in some countries you commute a distance of around 400 kilometers in a day to go and work in a different city, and in the evening you go back home to sleep at home. So it is not the end, it is the beginning. We want you to be scientists even in the future. Today you are a young scientist, and we believe that you can become great scientists in the future. And Mt Kinangop Girls is known for this. So can we even make it better? We can make it better, isn't it?
Yes.
Come up with solutions to the problems that we are facing. Come up with a solution. If it is very cold, what is it that can be done that will be easily manageable by everybody, even the very simple or the very low in the society, so that we get solutions to the challenges that we are encountering. So what we are saying in a nutshell is, let the objective be to learn. Let the objective of this week to be to gain as much as you can. Let it be a turning point in the performance of your sciences. And when you improve in sciences, you will definitely get to the next level in a good way. I'm also admiring the displays, and I am asking myself whether we can maintain them there, so that in the coming week we keep moving around and checking what has been written, because it applies to all of us, isn't it?
Yes.
So let us keep it up, girls. We are wishing you the best. Make the week intentional, benefit to the maximum. Let no one be left behind. Each one of us has been given a brain, and we are told the brains we were given by God are the same, isn't it? The difference comes in how we utilize our brains. Sawa. The difference comes in the way we utilize our brains. So let us be positive. Let us have a positive attitude. Believe in yourself that yes, I can make it. Form 4s, we have those who have not been doing very well in the sciences. It is an attitude that you have. Now change the attitude. It is high time that you changed the attitude. And once you change your attitude, you take these sciences positively, you utilize the resources that we have today, definitely you will emerge successful. So with those many remarks, I am wishing us a very good climate day. Let us learn. Let us carry ourselves very well. Let us hold the name of Mt Kinangop with the very high esteem, all right? Let us be proud of ourselves, and let us learn. Let us learn. I'm wishing you well. May God bless you. We shall be with you in the day. We shall move around and see what you have done, and then of course there will be the ceremony at the end of the day, so that we can award those who have done their best. All of us have done well, but there are those who have done their best. And you know, in a competition, there are winners, isn't it? And the winners need to be recognized. So we shall have that ceremony, and we are hoping that the day will unfold very well. I want us to close by using the, not to close because the day belongs to Mr. Derito. I want us to appreciate our teachers, all of us, including myself. Can I say the sodium way? Which one? Potassium. Yes, let us clap the potassium way. Let us prepare potassium way. Potassium is a K, isn't it? Yes. Oh, I remember. How many? 2? 1. Oh, let's go. Let's start one. Thank you so much. God bless you. Amen.
Principal, let's give her also a halogen, isn't it? Yes. So we give her which halogen? Halogen chlorine, huh? Yes. So 287, isn't it? Yes. 1, 2, go. Thank you very much. So after this, we will go to our respective areas, and then we'll have the teachers coming and doing the judging. So we move right away. We will have some the four south be left behind, and then in future, about a month ago, some students from a certain university were given an assignment to carry out to come up with a model of endocrine system. They had never done science week, so they were in we call it confusion. So I gave them what they expected, and finally they became position 1. Now the point is, you will also advance. Where will you refer other students that you are studying with? Kujeni nimuonyeshe kenye tutafanya. You go to the YouTube of Mt Kinangop and you find yourself there and you show them this is what you are doing, and you can be able to try to do it. So what I'm saying is, today make sure that, because it is our day, make sure that you have a recording that is done about your presentation so that you can be able to refer it in future. We are archiving our memories, all our events now digitally for the purpose of future retrieval. Are we together? Yes. So thank you very much. For South be left behind. The others, let's break to our respective positions and let's observe time.
When the limestone between the valve eventually sold for soil, the residue grounded by the solution connects to the product, and the residue is called compounds. This is the problem. If the vertical arrangement swallow layers from the surface to the belly, and we have the human. This is the superficial layer. Then we have the four horizons. Horizon A is the topsoil, horizon B is the subsoil, and horizon C is the country with a crop, horizon D is the barren crop. This is the uppermost layer, and this is the reaching humus. This is where the genome takes place. The subsoil, this is the topsoil. This is where the soil is
Consisting of
sufficient transportation to provide water in the artificial basin so that it can be dry. We have the second condition, the aquifer must be surrounded by vulnerable rocks lying in between the vulnerable rocks. The rocks that should form a sink line to provide sufficient pressure to force the water out. The problems of leeches excessive use of water with less intake of the water in the artificial basin leads to dry hands. We have some of the dangers like
Sauti.
This is a chat on energy transformation, a topic in work
energy, power, and machines. And you're going, first you need to know that energy can either be created or destroyed, but can be changed from one form to another through a device that facilitates transformation, which is called transducer. In our chart, the first type has the solar energy, being transformed to chemical energy through plants and animals. Examples of chemical energy, we have wood, oil, firewood, and batteries. The solar energy can also be transformed to heat energy through solar panels. The solar energy can also be transformed to electrical energy through photocells. The electrical energy can be transformed to heat energy through electrical heaters, in which in modern cases we always boil water through electrical heaters. The heat energy is transformed to electrical energy through the thermocouples. So the electrical energy is transformed to mechanical energy, which is divided into two: kinetic energy and potential energy. The difference between kinetic energy and potential energy is that kinetic energy and potential energy is that in potential energy, a body possesses a given height above the ground, but kinetic energy, a body does not require any height or it is in contact with the ground. So the electrical energy is transformed to mechanical energy through the motor. The mechanical energy is also transformed to electrical energy through dynamos.
So here we have the dispersion of white light. Dispersion is normally the splitting of the white light into 7 constituent lights. The 7 lights resemble that of a rainbow. So when the white light falls on the screen, the red light is deviated the least, but the violet light is deviated the most. This is because the red light has a greater velocity and a lower refractive index, while the violet light has a lower velocity and a high refractive index. That's why the red light is refracted the first and the violet light is refracted the last. First law, the inertial law. Newton's first law is the law that states that a body remains at states of rest or uniform motion on a straight line, provided that no external force acts upon it. Here we have the trough, we have a wooden block on top of the trough, and we have the barrier. The barrier acts as the external force which will act on the trough, which is our body. As the trough moves, it meets the barrier, which is the external force, which causes the trough to stop. As the trough stops, the wooden block on top of the trough continues moving due to the effect of inertia. Inertia is the property of a body that makes it resistant against motion. So as the trough continues, as the trough stops, the wooden block will continue moving, and this the Newton's first law is applied when in a bus using seat belts and headrests.
We are representing our advertising. The wire, the hub, and the voltmeter which has the positive terminal and the negative terminal. And first point, the voltmeter is first connected parallel on first combination. Now the voltmeter is supposed to be by the this is because the voltmeter inside the resistors, therefore take little electric current. The positive terminal of the voltmeter is connected to the pointer of the current is entering the outlet of the voltmeter. The negative terminal is connected where the current is leaving the component of the the pointer is adjusted to 0 and appropriate scale is selected. The scale is selected before taking the reading. Another point, we should avoid parallel scan in order to avoid inaccuracy results.
Today we have come to Mt Kinangop here we have an introduction, we have a presentation of charts. So first of all, the first chart is using a voltmeter, and our branch, and I've been told by the here that the voltmeter is connected in parallel with an instrument of high resistivity. So another point is that the voltmeter is connected to the positive terminal, and then the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the negative. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to the positive terminal of the voltmeter, and the negative terminal of the voltmeter is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So another point is that we adjust the scale. So if it is not running at scale, we adjust this so that it can start at a point 0, then running to the, then running now the link the voltmeter has the inner and outer scale. Wherefore we connect the 5 meters of the other terminal, and that's what I've done.
So as you can see, this is glaciation process. Glaciation process, this is the process through which glaciation flows down from glaciers. So this is the formation of a pyramidal peak and an arete. So we are going to start first of all by a pyramidal peak. At first, these are the circles. As you can see, the circles, there are 2 of them in the mountain. So there were 2 circles or more circles they can be. Even here, it can form a circle. So there were 2 or more circles on all sides of the mountain near the summit. This is the summit over here. The circles receded towards each other, forming a sharp peak, for a sharp-like feature formed. This is a pyramidal peak. That sharp-like feature, it is called a pyramidal peak. So then the 2 hollows, these 2 hollows over here, which exist on the sides of the mountain, we are filled with ice. So here, when it is corroding, the ice drops downwards through plucking process and through abrasion, but abrasion deepens it. Okay, so through the abrasion, the rock wall, the rock wall of the hollow slowly receded on the hollows, was separated by another. This is an edge ridge feature, like to form an arete, and now this is the formation of an arete and a pyramid of peak.
This is the hydrological cycle. The definition of hydrological cycle is endless interchange of water between sea, atmosphere, and land. There are 2 types of hydrological cycle: inter-transfer process and outer-transfer process. Inter-transfer process contains of surface runoff, percolation, infiltration, and overland flow. The outer transfer process contains of evaporation, evapotranspiration, cooling, condensation, and precipitation. Now we are going to start here in evaporation. In evaporation, it is the process in which when water changes to water vapor. Water changes to water vapor. And then cooling, it is the reduction of water vapor. Reduction of water vapor when it rises in the atmosphere to form, to reduce temperature and pressure. Condensation, it is the process in which when water vapor changes to water droplets to form heavy clouds. As you can see, these are the heavy clouds that are formed by condensation. Then precipitation. Precipitation, it is the process in which the earth receives moisture from atmosphere. Then we come to infiltration. Infiltration is entry of water into the ground. Then we come to percolation.
Percolation is downward movement of water into the ground. Then we come to surface runoff. Surface runoff. Then we come to surface runoff. Surface runoff, it is the process in which water vapor from precipitation flows into the ground. Then we come to overland flow. Overland flow, it is the process in which water vapor, overland flow, it is the process in which water is formed in the water is going to the ground. Yeah.
Sauti.
We have the black spectrum learning mode, white spectrum learning mode. Before industrial revolution, the white spectrum camouflage similar patterns. The white spectrum were not in this year, hence the population was diverse. The white spectrum color was advantageous leading to digesting evolution. The tree trunks were done by this caused the land from leading to a decrease in population. Hence that color or the eyeball being too long, and it is corrected by diverging lenses. It is corrected by the diverging lenses.
Naona huja mtoa bro, lakini sawa. Huko uenda. Ujienda.
This is long-sighted, which is also called the hymetropia. It can only see things that are far away. It cannot see things that are near. And it is caused by the focal length of the lenses being too short or the
oxygen in the capillaries being highly concentrated, the excess to the alveolus through the epithelium. The moist, in the alveolus we have the moist, the epithelial walls are moist, therefore they enhance the diffusion of gases.
The moisture does what?
The epithelial walls of the alveolus are moist. Therefore the moisture, when the gases are being diffused in and out, they dissolve in the moist film first.
The other one you
I'm going to explain the So during the day, the broadcast of the gut cell, produces sugar through photosynthesis. The sugar that is produced accumulates in the gut cell
causing the osmotic pressure of the subwall to increase. This leads to the drawing of water from the neighboring, these are the neighboring epidermal cells by osmosis. The gut cell become turgid and bulge outward, making the stomata to open. So the next one is the closing of the stomata. So at night, the sugar that was produced during the day is converted to starch and it accumulates in the cell. The osmotic pressure of the gut cell then falls as the cell loses stability due to water loss to the adjacent epidermal cells. So water inapotelea kwa epidermal cells. It results
Inapotea kwa njia gani? Biology hakuna kupotea.
Inatoka.
Process gani? By which process? Okay, continue.
It leads to the drawing of water from the neighboring epidermal cells by, the osmotic pressure of the gut cell then falls as the cell loses stability due to the water flows to the adjacent epidermal cell
by osmosis.
It results to the gut cell becoming plasmolized, leading to the closure of the stomata.
The stomata on stomach. Kuna ingine? Which one?
Explaining potassium ion theory.
Okay.
The gut cells have chloroplasts, which in presence of light, the adenosine triphosphate molecules are produced. The energy released drives potassium ion from the adjacent epidermal cells to the gut cells, and hydrogen ion from the gut cells moves out. Accumulation of potassium ion into the gut cells increases the osmotic pressure. Therefore, absorbs water by osmosis, leading the gut cell to become turgid and bulges out, making it the stomata to open. In absence of light at night, the number of ATP molecules falls. Hydrogen ions migrate from the gut cell to the neighboring epidermal cells, and hydrogen ion from the epidermal cells enter the gut cells. This lowers the osmotic pressure of the gut cell, making it to become plasmolized, hence the stomata closes.
The mechanism of opening and closing of stomata by starch sugar interconversion theory. So, daytime, during the day, photosynthesis in the gut cell takes place using carbon monoxide. The pH of the gut cell tends to rise as the condition becomes less acidic because the carbon monoxide has been used up. The rise in the pH favors the conversion of starch into glucose. Glucose is osmotically active that increases the osmotic pressure, making the gut cell to absorb water from the epidermal cell, to the gut cell, making it turgid and bulge outward. Therefore, the stomata opens. During at night, no photosynthesis takes place, and the carbon dioxide accumulates in the gut cell. The pH falls. The pH of the gut cell falls. The falling pH favors the conversion of glucose into starch. The starch is osmotically inactive that makes the gut cell not to absorb water, and therefore it becomes plasmolized and the stomata closes.
And you should be talking about singular, not plural. Stoma closes. When you explain. Any other?
This is a gill of a fish in the topic of gaseous exchange. The gill of a fish contains the gill bar, the gill recurs, and the gill filaments. The gill bar, it is round and curved for the attachment of the gill recurs and the gill filaments. The gill recurs is a gill-like structure that prevents any food and solid substance from the water to reach the gill filament. The gill filaments, these are long and numerous
provide the large surface area for the gaseous exchange. Also, the gate filament, this is a site of gaseous exchange. You are through?
Hawa ni kwa west.
This is topic 2, and this is gaseous exchange. And gaseous exchange is a process by which respiratory gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide are passed across respiratory surfaces. And this is the human respiratory system, which consists of nostril, trachea, pleural membrane, intercostal muscle, the diaphragm, the left lung, the bronchiole, the ribs, the epiglottic, and the nasal cavity. During inhalation, the external intercostal muscles will contract and the internal intercostal muscles will relax. Then the rib will move upwards and it will move upward and outwards. The diaphragm is going to contract and it's going to flatten. Those movements of the rib and the diaphragm are going to cause the thorax cavity to decrease its pressure. The volume of the thorax cavity is going to increase, and the atmospheric pressure being higher in the outside is going to be forced in the lungs, and the air is going to get in through the nose and the trachea, and the lungs are going to inflate. And during exhalation, the external intercostal muscle reacts when the internal intercostal muscle contracts. The rib cage moves downwards and inwards. The diaphragm muscles relax, hence it becomes dome shape. The volume of the chest cavity decreases while the pressure increases. As a result, the air is moved out from the lungs to the atmosphere.
Any other? You are through with this? Yes. Do you have another priority motor? Okay. There are 3. I've seen 3. There are 4. One was explained, this was then this one. Your work is great. Umefanya kazi nzuri sana.
Thank you. Jerry from 4 West, and I'm going to use this experiment to verify the Archimedes principle, which states that the weights, when a body is fully or partially immersed in a fluid, it experiences an upthrust which is equal to the weight of the displaced fluid. So in my experiment, I'm going to use a stand and clamp, a spring balance, a string, a mass weight 100 grams, a eureka gun, a beaker, and water. So first you're going to tie the string to the mass, and then you connect it to the string. Then you read the weight of the mass in the air. The weight of the mass is 100 grams. Then you're going to add water, to put water in a eureka can, and you're going to put the water below the spout, this spout here, so that when you immerse the mass in this eureka can, the water that is going to be displaced in the beaker is going to be equal to the upthrust force experienced by this mass. So I first add the mass, the water in the eureka can. So you should make sure that the water that you put in the eureka can is below the spout. After that, you're going to now immerse this mass in the eureka can. But before you immerse it, you should make sure that your beaker is under the spout, so that when you immerse the mass, the water that is going to be displayed is going to be, you're going not to use it to be your arm. The weight is going to be equal to the arm. sure that the spout is, the beaker is under the spout before immersing the mass in the water. After that, you can now immerse your mass. So as you can see, there is water coming out of the spout and entering the beaker. So when you measure the weight of this, when you measure the weight of the water in this beaker, it's going to be equal to the upthrust force. Hence, it identifies the tremendous speed.
Oh, sure. Now, when you look at your experiment, just same level. So, oh, sure. That water was delivered, but was displaced. Is equal to the whereas now in our water, before we were starting with it's just
so the reason for the water being to the sprout is to ensure that no water comes up. Because when it's above the sprout, the water is going to come up. So when I put the water below the sprout, then I immerse my mass inside. The force that are acting at the weight of the mass goes up. So as you can see right now, the water is under the sprout. But when I immerse this mass, it contains some weight. So the forces that are going to act on the mass is the weight and the upthrust force. The weight acts downwards, the upthrust force acts upwards. So the upthrust force is more than the weight. That's why the water goes up and then the weight of the mass is more than the upthrust force. That's why some water comes out as they come out. It's not going to be shy.
According to your knowledge, the level of water should be the level of the water after the experiment. Because the level of the water it is supposed to be just at the same level as the lead, so that if you fill that water, then now we insert our mass, the water that is going out is placed. That's but now how you feel the water was below the level. So it was below the level, now it is above the level. So the volume of the water that is placed is not actually what it is.
Okay, when you're unaangalia shape
So it should not pass the
Hello guys, my name is Mt Kinangop from Mt Boys. Today I'm here to high school and I'm here for a symposium, chemistry symposium. I do with the sciences, but today I'm here to represent the school chemistry session. And my word to the school administration of Mt Boys, if it could be able to facilitate such a thing, like a symposium where you'll be able to interact with the other schools and learn from them. Like today, we're learning here, we have facility careers, an experiment, and we have learned from her. She has also learned from us, and we are grateful for this.
I'm Aislinn Jerry from 4 West, Mt Kinangop Girls School, and today we are holding our 6th annual Science Week. So the purpose of this Science Week is to enable students to master the contents using creativity. According to our theme this year is to enhance that mastery of content using creativity. Socially, this Congress is helping us to socialize with other students from other schools. Like I've interacted with these 2 boys from Zabini Boys. We have exchanged some knowledge and skills of which each one of us is going to benefit from it. Then psychologically, it enables one to raise his or her self-esteem and the courage. I would like to thank the management board of Mt Kinangop Girls for holding such a session which enables us to grow academically, socially, and psychologically.
The advantage is that as the other schools come here, they even correct us in our drawings, and us, we learn through our mistakes. Human is to error. And also remember that each and every people here, when they come even with their maybe styles, and even they come, so that even in the other processes, in the other Science Week that is going to come, the 7th annual Science Week, we are going to make even more better graphs. And also, if we can be corrected, and even them, they are going to learn through us. And because even some people are very shocked, maybe they are even very shocked to see us in this the display of the boards. They are very well labeled, and others even they are learning through anything. Yeah.
So I'm Dorcas Gishofe. From Henny High School. I'm at Mt Kinangop High School, and the purpose of us coming for this day, it was a science welfare where we have come to interact and know more about sciences. So for this, we are glad because we may go and know some things that we have been not taught by our teachers or we have not understood. So it is very beneficial to our lives because as our students, we may be having careers which are pertaining or which are following sciences, and with these warfares, we can be able to understand more about them. So I'm glad even for the school management for allowing us to come in this school. We are glad and we are happy. It is just that.
My name is teacher of physics and mathematics at Zabini Boys, and we are here for science symposium for all the 3 sciences, that is chemistry, physics, and biology. The progress is good. Students are interacting with the models. They are learning a lot from the models. They also have an opportunity to ask questions from the respective groups. The charts can be explained to them in details, and generally they get to learn from each other, which is a good thing. So the importance of such an activity is that it makes learning interesting. We break the monotony of the classroom setup, and students get to enjoy when they learn in a new environment. That's why.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Tendet Gabriel from Geta Secondary School. We have come here, this is our 2nd year, coming to attend the Mt Kinangop Science Week. And I want to talk about the importance of this event in the social existence of our students. We have seen that the students are interacting so well. I'm happy. I've seen my boys. They are engaging the Mt Kinangop girls, and my boys are telling me that the girls are very fluent. So at least they have been challenged, and I know with the time they are going to improve. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Kevin Kiage, a teacher at Geta Secondary. I teach biology, chemistry. So basically I'm going to talk about the diagrams I've seen. They are of great importance because the student can connect the theory part and the practical part, and it can be easy to understand for a student, most specifically when he sees the things he learns in class practically. So it's easy to understand and to relate that information.
My name is Anne, teacher in Mt Secondary School, teaching maths and physics. So with the current situation that we have the CBC ongoing, so this curriculum, the drawings and the program that is onward in Kinangop, it is most connecting with the CBC and everything is moving well. So we need of more and more engagement with these schools so that you can learn from them, and also to make sure the incoming class, the junior, senior secondary have improved on the same to make the learning more perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Madam Karacha, Deputy Principal Mt Kinangop Girls. So today is the climax of our science week, and from morning, from 8 the students were displaying their models, and then from 9 we started the judging of the models. I'm a biology teacher, so I've been judging biology models, starting with Form 3s, Form 2s, and then going to Form 4. And the girls have really done very good work, very creative, because they were using locally available materials. They were collecting materials from the compound, from the school compound. Without the guidance of the teacher, they had to be as creative as possible. And I've witnessed a lot of creativity. And then at a certain time, around 10:30, we were joined by other schools. Just to mention one of them, the Billy Boys. And they've been going around visiting the models, getting explanation from our students. And they've also interacted very well with our girls. And I'm sure they've learned a lot. So far, the day is, I can say the day is halfway. Because from now it's around noon, we are taking our tea, and then we engage in symposium, we engage in a quick fire, and then in the afternoon from 2, we'll have the closing ceremony where we'll have the awards. So I'm expecting even more from now onwards.
For North. Okay, the symposium preparation imekuwa poa. It has been good. Tumekuwa tukijitayarisha and we are expecting a lot of competition. We're just hoping to do the best. That's all.
Okay, my name is Beatrice Wanjiku. I'm glad to be here because I know it's not for granted. I'm prepared to do for symposium. I'm ready for that competition, even with other school, because working hard is not in vain, and even seeing the practical things in deal, and even knowing what to do. Thank you.
The presenter of presenters, you can take the floor. Take the floor. on with work that you have already calculated. You are supposed to present work that you have already digested, okay? It is pure presentation with no reference. You start by introducing yourselves, whichever class.
Good afternoon. So my name is Mary Juguna from Illinois. We'll be taking you through section 5. Good afternoon. My name is Esther and I'll be taking you through. So, first question. Explain the following terms. Stream and flow. Can you give me a minute?
We are looking at very different things that we are looking at as we're marking, and one of them is how audible you are. You cannot present your work there and we can't hear what you are saying. So whatever content you have to say, do you have teaching aids to present your work? How audible are you and how presentable are you as you stay there? So don't give us work of having to kill ourselves to hear what you have to say. So you can start. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So I'm here to Gona from the record. We're taking the same question. So, first question. Explain the following term. Flow. This, it is the flow of particles of a fluid passing through a given part of a fluid of a tube with the same velocity and same direction.
Question B. We are given a professional areas of fluid. In the fluid, so this is the fluid. The points. The question is, why there is a decrease in the level of water? So in air, when air is blown in, there is a wide cross-sectional area which leads to high pressure and low velocity. So the high pressure and low velocity, the high pressure contributed leads to the decrease in water. While here, because there is a narrow cross-sectional area, there is high velocity and low pressure, which leads to the increase of water in the cross-sectional area. Yeah.
Question C. The figure below shows a gas burner. Explain how air is drawn into the burner and the gas valve is open. So, have the nozzle, air, gas valve, and gas. So, the air is forced to enter into the nozzle. Hence, the nozzle it has a narrow cross-section area. So it has high velocity and low pressure. So the gas, it is forced to enter through the nozzle. Because now the upper part of the nozzle, they have two sides, low pressure. The high part
the inside part of the nozzle, it has high pressure. No.
On top of the nozzle, the gas, on top of the nozzle, there is a decrease of pressure. While so, when air enters, there is atmospheric pressure, which mixes with the gas and the So what is not suitable for you? Water is not suitable for you for colorimetry. Like liquid explained. So we say water is not suitable because it has a high barometric height, which is mostly unreadable and measurable. It's hard to measure but not read, which has a shorter barometric height. An aerosol is dragged in the direction of air. Draw the arrangement of the children below, above the. So we are told to draw at least 2 lines on either each side. So you should draw the same lines. So the streamlines go opposite to the dimension of the force. So the streamlines will go to that direction. Yeah. That's the end of our presentation.
You can clap for her. That is it.
Question is Japini Boys question 6. Form 3 Japini Boys question 6.
My name is Jason. Good afternoon. My name is Derek. I will taking you through question 6. So the first question state the Hooke's law. So according to the Hooke's law, the Hooke's law states that for a helical spring or any other elastic material, the extension is directly proportional to the force applied, provided that the elastic limit is not exceeded. Now from this law, we have said that the force is directly proportional to the extension. Now, to remove this, so as to answer question of part B, to remove this sign of proportionality, we provide a constant whereby F is equals to K. Now this constant, we are going to use the same constant for all the three identical springs. So, for example, the 3 identical springs, without any force applied, let's assume that the length of the spring is X. Now for the three springs, For the first spring, with a mass of 2 grams, the total length is 2 centimeters. For the second spring, with an extension of, with a mass of 5 grams, we get a total length of 3.5 centimeters. And now for the last spring, it is X with a mass of 6 grams. So the first question, we must find the constant for all these springs. We have been provided with 2 informations whereby we have 2 centimeters at total length with a mass of 2 grams, 3.5 centimeters with a total mass of 5 grams. Now, if 2 grams can cause a total length of 2 centimeters, and 5 grams can cause a total length of 0.5 meters. By finding the difference, we can get, for example, 5 grams minus 2 grams, we can get the difference in the masses, whereby 5 minus 2 is 3 grams. And by getting the difference in the extensions, we have 0.5 minus 2, which is 1.5 centimeters. Now we can apply our equation whereby F is equal to KE. The force provided is within a mass of 3 grams. So we'll say, first we'll turn 3 grams into kilograms, then multiply by the gravitational acceleration, which is 10, to find the total Newton, the total force. So it's 0/100, which is the same as 0.03 newtons. Now, we have the force, is 0.03 newtons, and we also have the extension, 1.5 centimeters. But in this question, we use the SI units for length, whereby we change 1.5 centimeters into meters. So by dividing by 100, we get an extension of 0.015 meters. Now we can substitute in our equation, F is equal to KE, the force of 0.03 newtons with a K can multiply by the extension of 0.015. Now we can make K the subject, or rather finding the value of K by dividing both sides by 0.015. It's coming to a value of K is coming to a value of 2. Now we have found the constant, which is 2 for spring 1. And remember the question it says in the beginning, identify springs. So this spring constant 2 is the spring constant for every single spring. Now we have the spring constant for each spring 2. Now the other thing we must find, which is common to every spring, is the length of one spring without any force being applied. And for this instance, we can choose either between spring 1 or spring 2. So we'll use spring 1, whereby the constant is 2. The force applied is 0.02 newtons. So by using our equation, F is equal to KE, we can find the extension of that spring 1. So for the force is 0.02 newtons is equals to the constant 2 times the extension. So by dividing both sides by 2, we are left with E, the extension, and by 2, 1 by 2, 0.01. So the extension is 0.01. Remember our calculations are in SI units, so it is in meters. But you can change it into centimeters by multiplying by 100, which is 1 centimeter. Now, in our spring, as we are saying, the total length is 2 centimeters. And the extension is 1 centimeters. So by getting the difference, we can get the length of a spring without any mass, which is 1 centimeter. Now, the next thing is to determine the length of x. Now, the length of x, you can find it by first getting the extension, then we add the length of a spring without any force to get the total. So, we have 6 grams. Change it into force is 6 all over 1,000 into kilograms. Then multiplying by the gravitational acceleration of 10, it's coming to 0.06 newtons. And F is equal to KE. Remember, the springs are identical, so the spring constant is 2. So for F is 0.06 is equal to K. Extensions is the one that we are finding. So divide both sides by 2. We are getting a value of 0.03 meters. You can change it into centimeters by multiplying by 100 to get 3 centimeters. Now this is the extension caused by the 6 grams of this 6 grams on the spring. So this extension plus the original spring length, we can get the total value of x, which is 4 centimeters.
Let's see. Sketch a graph of length of a helical spring against compressive force until the coils of the springs are in contact. Sketching graphs, we first should make a tension twin. And it should be always in a straight line, but mine today will not be. Sketching, you should use should be a straight line. Cartesian plane have been drawn of length against compressing force. On our y-axis, we have the length, which is in the units of length. You use meters or centimeters, but you use the SI unit meters. Then against compressing force is in newtons. So this a graph of compressing force. A compressing force is like you have a spring, then you compress both sides of it. There will be reduction in the initial, then you have a spring, you compress it at both sides. There will be the reduction of the initial end up to a point where the coils of the springs are in contact. At this point, there will be increase in force, but there will be no noticeable change. So the initial end will be at here, from a point here, then to a point which we call E, point E, where the coils are in contact to each other, and continuing compression does not lead to any notifiable change. this is point E. It's just increasing force, but there will be no notifiable change. Point E. Question D. Distinguish between brittleness and stiffness. So brittleness this is the quality of a material which leads to it breaking after the elastic limit has been reached. An elastic limit the quality of a brittleness is the quality of a material which leads to it breaking after the elastic limit has been reached. What do you mean by elastic limit? An elastic limit is a point where for a spring that at this point according to Hooke's law, it says that it says that for any spring, extension is directly proportional to force. Directly proportional. Extension. I want you to get this point. Extension is directly proportional to force. But at this point, when the elastic limit has been attained, the increase in force will just lead to destruction of the spring. That is, this is a point of a spring where increase in force will just lead to destruction of a spring. So this brittleness, stiffness. This is a property that a spring offers to the force that tends to change its shape or size or both of them. So if you distinguish, state any application.
Define stiffness. Stiffness is?
This stiffness. This is a property of a spring. This is a property that leads to break that stiffness.
Stiffness is the resistance, which is the resistance offered by a spring in order to resist the force that tries to change its size or shape.
State any two application of a compressed spring. We have one application is the spring shock absorber. And the other is the So these are the two applications of a compressed spring. When you place a mass on our top main balance, there's a spring. The readings from it is brought about by the decrease in rain due to compressing forces on the top pan. And that is the end of our presentation.
Thank you. So we are going to proceed to, we needed you to clarify something.
Rudi kidogo.
We need a clarification from the two presenters, please. Can you state for us Hooke's law? Kindly, again.
So the Hooke's law, it states that for a helical spring or any other elastic material, the extension is directly proportional to the force applied, provided that the elastic limit is not exceeded.
Lignin is a type of a carbohydrate which strengthens the xylem vessels, so it cannot bend and it will not collapse. So because the xylem vessels are found on the stem cannot bend or collapse as a result of pressure, for example, atmospheric pressure.
So the other point on the adaptations of the xylem vessel, you know the xylem tissue, the xylem tissue is used for uptake of water from the soil particles up to the photosynthetic cells. So my adaptation is the xylem vessel is hollow, long and narrow lumen, as a hollow, long and a narrow lumen with capillarity. You know that capillarity is the uptake of water, So when you have xylem vessel, it takes water from the soil particles with the photosynthetic cells. Because during photosynthesis in the late stage, we know that water is a requirement for the process of photolysis. So the lumen is in capillarity, hence water and mineral salts rise through the stem to the photosynthetic cells for photosynthesis.
So the next question states,
another adaptation is that the xylem vessel is made up of dead cells to prevent it from absorbing water that is being transported. You know that living cells, they have the sub vacuole, for example, in plants. So the sub vacuole, it enhances osmotic pressure in the cell. Okay? So if those cells are living, due to when the cells are trying to enhance osmotic pressure in the cell, they may absorb the water that is being transported. So when they are dead, there is no osmosis between. Osmosis cannot take place because the cells will not be absorbing water or leaking any water. Thus, the cells have to be dead to prevent them from absorbing water.
The other point on that is that the xylem vessels have pits on the walls on its walls to allow lateral movement of water and mineral ions to adjacent neighboring cells. What do I mean by this point? I mean, if this is my xylem vessel, just a representation, I mean it has perforations, pits on its sides, on its walls to allow lateral movement to the neighboring, to the adjacent cells. There must be adjacent cells. So what they have perforations aids in lateral movement. Lateral is sideways movement of water to the adjacent cells. This is a spoke and the cortex, I mean. Yeah, of That's water, movement of water and mineral ions.
Distinguish between gradation and transpiration. So in this question, you have been told to give the differences between gradation and transpiration. So in gradation, water is lost through in form of water droplets through holes called hydrons. So you should take note on water droplets through hydrons. While in transpiration, water is lost in form of water vapor through stomata, lenticels, and cuticles. So you should take note of water vapor. So the main difference is how the water is being lost and where the water is being lost through.
Name three structures used for gaseous exchange in plants. One is the stomata, the cuticle, and the lenticels.
So on the question of adaptations, in adaptations you normally give the structure. So that is clarify the question of adaptations. So to score a full 2 marks in adaptation, you have to mention the structure, you mention the modification of that structure, and then you mention the function to acquire the full mark. That's what we get. Thank you.
With the formula CH3, CH2, COONA.
Sodium hydroxide.
Thank you. For sorry. Ukianza mnanyamaza, that should be the trend. Question number 1. Name 2 reagents for preparing sulfur-formed gas.
Sulfuric acid, water.
Stage 3 optimum conditions applied in the postward process.
Temperatures for 50 degrees Celsius. Platinum, bromine. Platinum is the bromine. Next question.
Stage Hess law or Hess's law.
It's an enthalpy change reaction. Enthalpy change reaction of the same here is a change reaction. Hess law states that when change occurs, the energy produced is the same regardless of the route used.
Name the chief ore from which sodium metal is extracted.
Pass.
Name 2 compounds used to make soap?
Sodium hydroxide and vegetable oil.
Thank you. From east, west, from west. Is the product of electrolysis of brine at the cathode.
Hydroxide.
Question number 4. Name any two amphoteric hydrogens. Name any two amphoteric hydrogens. Finally, name any one chemical substance used to distinguish alkenes and alkanes. Name any one chemical substance used to distinguish between alkenes and alkanes. Your questions are over. Thank you. For east. Are you ready? Yes. Question number 1. What type of detergents forms scum with hard water?
Soapness detergents.
How does an increase in concentration affect the rate of a chemical reaction?
It lowers the reaction rate of the substance.
What connects solutions in an electrochemical cell?
Salt bridge.
What is the characteristic smell of hydrogen sulfide? What is the characteristic smell of hydrogen sulfide?
Pass.
Finally, which suitable method is used to correct dry nitrogen forms like gas?
Upper delivery.
Thank you. And central.
This anthem goes to Ayla.
Non-disjunction mutation. Spell the word queen first.
K-L-E-F-E-G-O-N-R-S.
Thank you. States one characteristic that is sex links to Y chromosome. Premature baldness. Thank you. That is the form of the acquired immunity in which the body produces its own antibodies against infection.
Natural immunity.
The wings of the birds and that of the insects are analogous structures. Name this type of evolution. Biological evolution. Name one process of variation in species. Mutation. Name the type of the joints found between the femur and tibia and fibula. Hinge joints. Give one factor that hinders cell fertilization in flowering plants. Accompany. Accompany. Can you spell that one? Give one factor that hinders self-fertilization in flowering plants. Flowering plants. Makoga. Spell that word. H-E-R-K-O-G-A-L-Y. Now spell the following words. 1. Electroplasmosis frontalis. Hemolysis. H-A-E-M-O-R-Y-L-Y-S-I-S. Salmonella typhi. S-A-L-M-O-N-E-L-L-A-D-Y-B-H-I. Nasty. 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 N-A-C-T-Y. N-A-C-T-I. Thank you. The baby boys for 4. A-W-G-L-U-D-A-D-I-O-N. Agranulocytes. Agranulocytes. A-G-R-A-K-U-N-O-S-I-T-S. Subcutaneous layer. S-U-B-C-U-T-A-N-E-O-U-S-L-A-Y-E-R. Contractile vacuum. C-O-N-T-R-A-C-T-I-N-E-V-A-C-U-L-U-O-N-E. Male organelle that help amoeba to excrete waste products from its body. State the part of the skin that secretes sebum. Name the enzyme that activates fibrinogen to fibrin. State another name given to aerial roots in plants. Name another, state another name given to aerial roots in plants. Adventitious roots. Adventitious roots. Name the causative agents of whooping cough. Digestion is the process that results in the removal of starch and indigested materials. Undigested. Thank you.
Let's have some order. Hey, get to the So we want to start our evening program so that we can be able to finalize on time the other schools that we also believe. Pale nyuma, giving us a song, so see you too. You are
successful day, dear King. We are grateful for this day, oh God. We don't take this for granted, oh God. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of everyone in this room, oh God. Thank you for making this Science Week, this day a success, oh God. We give you glory, and it is in the mighty name of Jesus we believe. Amen.
So before you sit down, let's have our national anthem.
School attention. National anthem. Oh God of all creation, blessed is our
let's do together. So let's give Clarice magnesium and electronic configuration. So we start, So magnesium is 2. Let's go 1. Thank you very much. Then you give yourself a medium. Okay. Then give yourself an argon. 2 go. 2 go. Thank you very much for that. We started the day very well, and we prayed that the day be a success. Have our prayers been answered? So the day has been a success. The weather has favored us, and those who are supposed to be very cooperative. It is not easy moving a big number of students from one point to another, but because you are cooperative, you are able to follow the directions. Thank you very much for that, and you give yourself a carbon. So kindly, you are being requested by Mr. Tenet. So we give ourselves cash, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, 2 go. Thank you very much for that. So, let's have the head girl, Shelby. Shelby. But before Shelby, I'll pick you up with me. It is always good to recognize talent, isn't it? Yes. Where is Miss Mt Kinangop? Then we have the 2 runners-up, the first and the second, where are they? There was this creating. So I want to give them 1 second to say something to you, because they are good examples of success of creativity, isn't it? We start with creative.
How are you? For me, as our team, this is the 6th annual Science Week of Mt Kinangop. As our team says that we are enhancing creativity. Okay, I have a copy of documents. So I'm sorry, but thank you for the good work that you have done. Continue the same spirit, and that's all I should say. Hi. I hope that you have learned more on this Science Week. That's all. Hi everyone. I want first of all to welcome our visitors to our school. You're welcome, feel at home. something. That's all.
How are you, young scientists? I hope you've learned and also have fun. You have fun.
This being our 6th annual science week, the thing being enhancing mastery of content through creativity. I hope through making those models you've learned something and you've gained something. You're not the way you were last week, but this week you're a scientist. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that too. Let's give them a potassium. 2A. Let's give them a potassium for being the best in the talent show. 1, 2, go. Thank you very much. I would like to welcome the head.
Good evening. Good evening, Shelby, and how are you? Fine. Good evening once more. Mt Kinangop Science is getting science done. So how are you, young scientists? So I want to take this chance to welcome all of you to our 6th annual science week, which the theme is enhancing mastery of content through creativity. Hope you've all mastered the content that you've learned. Hope you've all mastered the content and you've also seen the creativity that girls can make. So science is not only meant for boys, but also you've seen that girls can make it. In Mt Kinangop, we as girls, we have made science week come to life, and we have shown all of you that science is for everyone. It is not specified to any gender, but all of us. And so, as you go back to your schools as visitors, please try this and at least try to increase the mastery of content in your school, and also see the creativity that the students in the school have. And not only that, mastery of content, but as you've seen, even our models can do science. You've seen them participate in science, so creativity is in everything. Also grow your talents and make sure that you learn more. And the content that you've mastered, if we were told by our teacher, it's not only oral, but written. Let's try and make it read in our papers, as in our exams. All of us, our aim is passing our exams. And so as you've seen the content around, internalize it and put it into paper, okay? Yes. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Let's give her sodium. So, the sodium, 1, 2, go. So thank you very much. In our midst, we have our guest of honor. In our midst, so we're saying we have our guest of honor, our senior principal. We welcome her with aluminium, isn't it? Yes. 1, 2, go. Welcome, madam. So, and then, we are privileged to have these schools with us. We had Geta, Eni, and sorry? Jamili. So, we have the mighty Jamili with us. Now, can we have one now? So, it is a big step to us. This is the second time we're inviting schools, isn't it? The first time was last year. We had how many schools? We had Geta, the Mighty, and we appreciate also the support. So we have the teachers from Jambin Boys, also from Henny, Geta Wameda because their place is far. I would like to have Mr. Gideon, we have Mr. Moro, and also we have Mr. Kelvin. Mr. Kelvin was once a teacher here in Mt Kinangop. Then I ended with the boys where he is the head of department of sciences. So we'd like to invite him. Mr. Kelvin, want to say?
Good evening. I'm fine, thank you. I will be brief. And I just want to say thanks to Mt Kinangop Girls for organizing this wonderful event. I can say it was a great success, and we are looking forward to having even a better event next year. So continue doing the great work. Thank you.
I would like to invite Mr. Mwangi from Henny to say a word. Mr. Mwangi,
all protocols observed. Good evening. Very fine. Yeah, we are happy as a team from Henny to have come to your science week. Very successful. We have learned so many things, and we promise we are going to have like this one in our school, and we are going to welcome you. Otherwise, we are very happy.
thank you very much for those supporting teachers. Tuwapatie gani? As usual. So let's give them calcium. 1, 2, go. Thank you very much. Our disciplinarian, our deputy principal Africa. So we also welcome her with calcium. Let's go. 1, 2, go. Thank you very much. Mine will be very brief. Sorry? Just informing you that she is with us now, but I will call her spirit. So thank you very much for that cooperation. Now, the purpose of having science is one, to achieve the reason of us being in secondary school, isn't it? So that we can be able to advance our careers. We want to boost the mean in sciences, so that when we go to the next level, we can be able to have, we can be able to venture in STEM-related courses. So thank you very much for participating in vision communication during your contest. Thank you very much for participating in oral communication during your display of the models explanation, and also when you were having the symposium. So thank you very much for everybody who has played the role of making the science a success. So this time round, I want to invite our deputy principal, then she's going to invite our principal. Now
my colleague teachers, students, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Saranja, and how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. So the problem of coming late, I didn't know exactly what was to happen. When my name was mentioned, I just but finally my time is here. So it was a great day, and First, I want to thank all the teachers for their great role in especially assessing today. Your models, conducting the quickfire, the symposiums that we had this day. And I also want to really thank the schools that joined us today. It was great having you around. You made our day better because of your presence. And I want to thank all the students, Mt Kinangop Girls, for the whole week that you have participated tirelessly. And you've made our science week quite great. And I'm sure all of us have benefited. And going forward, the areas you have seen you are not very good, and you'll take time to go back into your books and do more, so that any other time you have such a chance to be able to present what you know in sciences, you even be better. I'm sure whatever we have done today will help us, each one of us. And with that, I want to welcome our principal to give her speech. So let us welcome her, with which potassium crab. Want to go? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Our Deputy Principal, Rachel is present, colleague teachers, and our students. Good evening.
Good evening, Mrs. Songa and Hawaii.
Fine, thank you. Good evening again.
Mt Kinangop Science is getting science done.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good, and that is nature. Wow.
Yes. It is God who has brought us to the climax of the Science Week. And as I have always said, we cannot take it for granted. I have seen a lot of excitement, which is okay, but scientists also are keen listeners. And when we listen, we are only supposed to be using our ears. And there will be a time for us to use our mouths. So now it is time to use our ears. As long as we have someone standing at the front and addressing us, it means they have something to say. And it is only good that we give them our ears so that we hear what they have to say. As we come to the end of the Science Week, I want to agree with all that it has been a very amazing week. We gather here now today to mark the closing of the week. I want to begin by congratulating each and every one of us for, that is the students and the teachers, for making the Science Week and the Climax Day a success. I want to congratulate the students of Mt Kinangop and also the guest students and the teachers, all the teachers, for also being part of this week's success. This Science Week is not just an event in our calendar, in our annual calendar. It is the 6th. It is not just an event, but we are celebrating curiosity, research, and innovation. And indeed, we have seen this innovation in the making of the models. I want to believe that you have also engaged in research in order to come up with the models. You have engaged in research in your own small way to engage in the contest, to do the cards, to engage in the symposium, and in the quick fire. And I want to believe that you have really learned a lot in the process. I want to also point out the fact that your innovativeness has been seen in the way you have been able to utilize the locally available learning resources, and you've applied them very well. I had a chance to walk around this afternoon to see what you have done in the models that you've made, and that one has really encouraged me. Keep it up, girls. And I want to say that this utilization of the natural resources, not natural but the locally available resources, is in line with the mission of the school. You may not know the mission of the school, but it is high time you know, or you get to know that you are living to the spirit of the mission of the school. And the mission of Mt Kinangop Girls School is to provide quality education through utilization of all available resources to produce individuals to serve the society. So whatever you are doing today should be laying a basis for you to become better. As you exit high school, you engage in sciences in the higher or in the tertiary education level, and you become very fruitful, not only in our country, but globally. Remember, we are living in a global world, and we want you to fit and fit very well when you get out there. You've been equipped, you've been empowered for life, and this is especially in the sciences. By the way, I want to remind ourselves that science is all around us. Like I said in the morning, isn't it? Where can we say that we do not have science? Science is in the environment. As we sit here, it looks like there is nothing, but we have the air that we are breathing in, isn't it? It is in the environment, it is in our homes, it is within us. As we sit here, you are breathing in and out unconsciously, isn't it? There are so many processes that are going in within you. So we cannot deny the fact that science is part of us, and it is within us, and it is what is around us, and therefore we cannot ignore it. I also want to bring to our attention that even in the new curriculum that we are referring to as the competency-based education, competency-based education, the three pathways that are being offered are referred to as sciences. We have the STEM, where we have, what is STEM to you? Science, technology, engineering, and it's science, isn't it? Then we have the social sciences. It is a science. So when you do your history, your geography, whatever it is a science. And then finally the third pathway will be arts and sports science. So everything is science. We are living science, and therefore we are on the right track. So these people have also exhibited values. The value of discipline, which is key. The value of discipline. Without discipline, you cannot go anywhere. You can be an A student, but without discipline, you will not go far. You also shown the value of hard work. You've really worked hard. You've done your classwork, you've done the activities of the sciences, and you've managed because of hard work. You've shown commitment, you've shown determination, responsibility, and accountability, as well as cooperation and collaboration. We've not worked in isolation, we've worked with others, we've cooperated with the others very well, we've also collaborated with them. So thank you so much for exhibiting these good values. So, science is about being curious. We are doing it at a very basic level, but when you advance, and we want you to advance in sciences, our students, we want you to be very curious, questioning, asking why, what if. As we speak today, we have viral diseases that have no cures and they have no prevention. About 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, we had the outbreak of the coronavirus. We were vaccinated against it, but it was never eradicated. For your information, we keep being reminded that it is here with us, but it has been lessened. Why don't we be the questioning type and come up with a cure, a solution for it? So that like smallpox has been eradicated from the face of the earth, we can also eradicate corona among other diseases that have no cures and which you know. Students at this point, which diseases have no cure at the present? HIV/AIDS and cancer, isn't it? Among others. There will even be others that will emerge. Just like corona emerged, we can have others emerging. So what is it that we do to deal with them? You hold the answer to these problems and to these challenges that are facing humanity. So keep questioning, keep improving, keep researching, keep innovating. And this approach, if you take it, it will ultimately translate into better life. At the present or in the near future, it should translate into you performing better in sciences, and these are challenges, especially to Mt Kinangop. We are challenging you to start performing better in the sciences. And I have always told you, believe in yourselves that you can make it. Somebody has said here that sciences are not only for boys, isn't it? Sciences are not only for the male child. That is why it is in the curriculum of everyone in the whole country. Both boys and girls, both male and female. And indeed, we have even seen people excel in sciences, girls excelling in sciences. So you can also do it. Believe in yourself, have an open mind, increase your curiosity, and research a lot so that you can improve. And at the end of it all, once you pass in your academic, you will be able to become a very fruitful member of the society. So like I have said, we are waiting for you to come up with solutions to HIV, AIDS, and cancer, among others. So students, that's a challenge to you. To the teachers who are very dedicated, without you this week would not have been a success. So thank you for the effort that you have made in guiding and mentoring our learners and for believing in their potential. We are doing this because we believe you have the potential. So for the teachers, you are molding the future. Let you never tire of playing your role of being mentors and shapers of the destinies of the future generation. Remember, this is also a God-given responsibility To the guests, your presence has added value, and thank you for your cooperation and collaboration with us. The fact that you came has shown us that you had this week in mind, and we never take it for granted that you have created time to be with us. So together, we are looking for a better, brighter future for our students. So it is my great prayer and hope that the interaction of the students, both of Mt Kinangop and the others who have come today from other schools, I'm praying and hoping that this interaction was on the basis of learning, encouragement, and motivation for better or to become better, reliable, and fruitful members of the society, both local and international or global. So we are hoping that that interaction was very fruitful and healthy. Finally, as I conclude, let us challenge ourselves that the spirit of science, let us challenge ourselves that the spirit of science will not end with the end of the science week. Let it ignite a lifelong passion for discovery, driven by the never-ending challenges that we have in life and the need to come up with solutions to make life more comfortable, more healthier and safer. Therefore, once again, keep inquiring, keep researching, keep innovating, and remember, I have said science is all around us. So, as we close this week, let us walk away not with an ending, but with a beginning, to renewed commitment to excel and to innovate. So thank you, and may the spirit of the science week illuminate every corner of Mt Kinangop and every corner of the schools that were present today. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
Our senior principal, those who are kind words and are full of wisdom. I believe that also geography students will learn something in your models, isn't it? So let it be a success too. So thank you very much. To this time round, I want to invite Mr. Kimita to give us the final tallying of the results and the winners. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Devito. Our principal, deputy principal, principal in science, our correct teachers, and our students. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
I'm very fine. God is good. And all the time. So mine is very simple, just to release the results. We are going to start with the external results. For external, we are going to award certificates but later. Yeah? So, chemistry from 3 at position 3, we have the boys, group B. Clap for them. Position 2, Jabin boys, group 3A. And position 1, Henny, group H. That is symposium chemistry for 3. position 3, we had Mt Kinangop from 3 East. Position 2, Henny, group 3H. And position 1, Biology, Mt Kinangop. Thank you. Physics, Form 3 Symposium at position 3, Mt Kinangop, Form 3 North. Position 2, Mt Kinangop, Form 3 East. And position 1, Jabin Boys, Group 3A. Thank you. Let's appreciate Form 3 Symposium, all groups in a nitrogen way. Let's go. 1. Let's go, nitrogen way. Thank you very much. Form 4, Physics at position 3, Mt Kinangop, Form 4 North. Position 2, Mt Kinangop, Form 4 East. And position 1, Japan Boys, 4A. Chemistry at position 3, Japan Boys, Group 4A. Position 2, Japan Boys, Group 4B. And position 1, Henny, Group 4. Biology, Form 4, at position 3, Mt Kinangop, Form 4 North. Position 2, Jabin Boys, Group 4A. And position 1, the Mighty for South. The symposium group in a cultural way. Let's go. Now, we go to the internal affairs. We start with the quickfire, whereby we are going to award only the group that participated. And we start with physics. Form 2. At position 3, Form 2 East. At position 2, Form 2 West. At position 1, Form 2 South. So therefore, Form 2 South, Jane Jerry, Elizabeth Jerry, Jackie Jerry, Prudence, and Lou Utah. Then physics, Form 3, at position 3, Form 3 East. Position 2, Form 3 West. and position 1 from 3 north. At position 3 from 4 south, position 2 from 4 north, and position 1 from 4 west. So, Mary Wajiru, Elizabeth Mugore, Esther Mugo, Serena Wajiru, and Charity Minor. Chemistry, at Form 2, position 3, Form 2 South, position 2, Form 2 North, and position 1, Form 2 West. Mercy Jerry, Jane Joki, Jane Wajiko, Tiffany Wajiko, and Beth. Then we go to 4-3. At position 3, from 3 west, position 2, from 3 east, position 1, from 3 north. Lydia Masheria, Michelle Mweni, Gloria Mudoni, Teresia Mukami, and Joyce Jenner. 4-4. Position 3, 4 east, position 2, 4 south, and position 1, 4 north. Pablo Mwangi, James Rogo, Grace Jerry, Mary Muni, and Mary Oweri. Biology. At position 3, we have from 2 north, position 2 from 2 central, and position 1 from 2 south. Mary Pabuki, Grace Ogari, Anna Ngoi, Naomi Wapoi, and Lucy Wariere. 4-3. At position 3, from 3 east, position 2, from 3 west, and position 1, 3 north. Michelle Letich, Abri Ojiko. Moderation. Bridget Kirubo, Hope Oboi, and Sharon Karaja. Form 4. At position 3, from 4 north, position 2, from 4 east, and position 1, from 4 west. Abigail Victoria, Nancy Olimo, Stella Wateto, Gabriel Ojiko, and Ejerin Akau. So let's appreciate the quickfire in a sodium style. Let's go. 1. The sodium meal. Now let's go. Now we go to and that is cats. When it comes to the issue of the cats, this is the average of the 3 sciences, whereby we have chemistry, biology, and physics. Form 2, position 5, from 2 east, position 4, from 2 south, position 3, from 2 central, position 2, from 2 north, and position 1, from 2 west. In this category, we are awarding position 1, 2, and 3. The class prefects. Haya, tutumie kidogo. Haya, the class prefects from 2 west, from 2 north, and 2 central. Four green cards. The advantage for being just green from this. So everybody qualifies. At position 3, we have from green east. Position 2, from green west. From green north. Only for west, which is not qualified, in position 4. Position 3 for north. Position 2 for east. And position 1 for south. Let's appreciate the cards with partial spire. Let's go. 1. Let's go. Now, we have another category where Form 2 never participated. And that is what we call symposium. Form 3, still, the whole group qualifies to get something, with position 3 being from 3 west, position 2 from 3 north, and position 1 from 3 east. Concord. Symposium. Position 4, position 4 for 4 west. From 3, for position 3 for 4 north, position 2 for 4 east, last category, models. Form 2 at position 5 for 2 east, position 4 for 2 central, position 3 for 2 south, position 2 for 2 west. Position 3 for 3 east. 2, 3. Let's start with the form twos. To north, to west, and to south. For this water, for north, for west, for south, and for north. In this category, we are awarding a trophy and a carton of the biscuits to position 1 only. In form 2, ranking for 2, now, listen. The overall best per form, right? We start with form 2. At position 5, we have 2 east. At position 4, 2 central. Position 3, 2 south. Position 2 for 2 north. And position 1 for 2 west. And now, next, request go to these hands for big boys. Thank you. Form 3, at position 3, form 3 east. Position 2, form 3 west. Position 1, form 3 north. And the first need to be heavy. Someone. 4. Point 4 east. At position 3, point 4 north. At position 2, point 4 west. Position 1, 4 south. I will write a little question. The last category, the best class overall in the year 2025 at position 3 from 4 south with 67.25%. Position 2 from 3 west with 68.5%. Position 1 from 3 north with 7%. And that's our senior person.
so much. Secondly, I want to thank our senior principal, Mrs. Logan, for the support. For the whole week, not just for today, for the entire week. Unajua siku hizi hakuna kinafanyika bila pesa. So she has really supported us since Monday up to this day. So we thank you so much. Thank you for that support. That we want to thank the teachers, the scientists in the school for the work that you have done. I included. The tests that you have done, the symposium tests, the quickfire tests, they have been set by us teachers, the science teachers of Mt Kinangop Girls. So we are very proud and I thank every one of us for that work. Fourthly, I want to thank the teachers who came with the guest students. Thank you so much for accompanying the students. Haikuwa ni kitu rahisi kupeleka students another school outside their school. So thank you so much for coming. I also want to thank the students who have participated for today's activities. Thank you for accepting to come. Thank you so much.
You have not clapped for one person. So, you are doing which one? Times 2. 1, 2, go. The last word of prayer, then we pray. Do you agree with us?
Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we bless you and this evening, O God. We want to thank you for the day, O King of Kings. It has been successful, O King of all the glory, and this is because of you, O King of Kings. Father, as the Bible says that this was a good day made for us, and indeed we have seen it, O King of Kings. Father, we thank you for the students who came together with their teachers. We thank you even for our teachers and even ourselves, O King of Kings. Father, as the students are going back to their schools, Father, we are praying that God, you are going to give them journey mercy, and you are going to still cover them with the blood of Jesus. And as we remain in our school, O God, we are praying that King of Kings, you are going to add us your knowledge so that we may be able to excel in the sciences, O God. We love you and we honor you, King of Kings. And if in any way we have wronged you through the day, O God, we are asking for your forgiveness. It is in the mighty name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit to pray.
Thank you. Just one announcement. You will take your chairs back to class. Because after this, you will go back to class. Number 2, 3 note. You will take these tables back to the lab. And then to west, you will take the chairs that belong to the teachers back to the office after this.
So thank you so much and for this opportunity. I want to start by introducing myself. I am Jane Nyadira Joga, Mrs. Senior Principal at Mt Kinangop Girls in South Kinangop. Today we had a very good day, the culmination of a week engaging in sciences. We've had a lot of activities that have gone on in the school this week. It started with an opening ceremony on Monday morning after assembly, and the girls, together with the teachers, have been engaging in a number of activities, including cards that they have done in their classes. So all classes or all the students in each class participated in various contests which were marked by the teachers and the results released today. So the students also engaged in making of models. They were very actively doing this, especially in the evenings after 9 p.m. They engaged in very fruitful discussions and developing of the models which were displayed this morning. We've seen them all over, and they have shown a lot of creativity on the part of the students. We've also had the students today engaging in activities like the symposium. Healthy discussions have happened between our students and the other schools that joined us, because we also had the privilege of being joined by other schools. So we had 3 schools visiting us. We had Jabini Boys, we had students from Henny Secondary, and we had students from Geta Secondary. And together with them, our students have been able to achieve a lot. We also believe that those other students from other schools have also achieved. Then the day has ended with the closing remarks by the teachers, especially the HOD in the sciences, Mr. Derito. And by the way, Mr. Derito has been very instrumental in the organization of the Science Week at Mt Kinangop. Mark you, this has been the 6th annual Science Week in Mt Kinangop. Under his guidance and with the support of very enthusiastic teachers in the science department. For the first time this year, we also included geography, and we have seen students make models and have graphs and even drawings explaining various phenomena, especially in physical geography. So this is very good, because we believe that as much as geography is not a major challenge in the school when it comes to performance, the performance in this subject will also increase. So I want to take this chance to appreciate all who have made this week possible. First and foremost, I want to give my gratitude to the Almighty God for making it happen. Without His guidance, without His protection, without His wisdom being given to us, without His provision, we couldn't have made it this far. I want to also appreciate the Board of Management of Mt Kinangop Girls for giving us the finances. It has not come easy. So, Reverend Kanye, we are grateful for the support. I also want to appreciate the science teachers led by Mr. Derito for the dedication and the commitment to this duty, for the guidance, for the motivation on the students. I want to believe that again this one will not go unrewarded. And the first reward that we shall receive is good grades from our students, and overall reward from God. God will give us the best reward, and that is of being very healthy and very blessed, even as teachers. I also want to appreciate the other teachers who have come in, not from the science department, but from the other departments. They've come in and they've really supported the endeavor. We've had them even in the closing ceremony. So thank you so much for your support. Last and not the least, I want to appreciate our students. They've shown great discipline all along. They've been committed. They've been very cooperative. They've worked very well together with one another, and we want to believe that what they have done will help them to retain content, because as the theme of the Science Week is enhancing mastery of content through creativity, we want to believe that they will master better, they will put it in their exams, and that they will perform better. So thank you so much, students of Mt Kinangop, for what you have done in making this Science Week a success. Last but not least, I want to appreciate the visiting schools for coming. Without you, we couldn't have had a very good day the way it was today. So thank you so much. My challenge is to even these other schools start this kind of activity and invite us. We shall come so that together we can make the learning of science fun and we can improve in the sciences. So thank you and God bless you.